what's up everybody? PG Braun here, president of Blackstone Labs, coming at you with Coach K and the ab chick, Steph Sequeira. And this is a very, very big day because, well, it's a big day for starters because we're here with Coach K and everybody loves Coach K, and she's my posing coach extraordinaire. And there'll be another video floating around soon enough of somebody else posing in here, but the main reason that I really wanted to get in here is because of what I have going on with Steph right now. So she is going all out for her show. So I like to think that I am amongst the best at what I do as far as coaching and nutrition. I don't have time to train her in the gym, so we agreed that Aldo, Mr. Iron University, is the best of the best when it comes to working with these competitors in the gym. The experience that everybody gets there, they come home saying they've never had workouts like that. So she's actually been training with Aldo every day. So between what I have her doing on the nutrition supplementation side, what Aldo's got her doing in the gym, I set her up with CJ today so she can have the best suit that she can get. Her hair and nails are gonna be perfect. And the one thing that's left in all that is the posing and presentation. And we could all be better. There are some people that are just amazing posers, but they still practice like crazy too. Some people are bad, some people are mediocre, but we all need practice, and you want to have somebody that has a really good eye and can move the way that you want to move. So although I have a good eye, I'm not going to be able to like sashay around the way that Coach K does. And I've been sending girls to Coach K for years, and they're always better after. So we're going to actually do quite a bit with Steph and Coach K, and you'll be able to see by the time that she gets to the stage, I think she'll have, number one, a lot more confidence. Not that she lacks confidence now, but when you feel good about your posing, it just comes across on stage a lot better. So the way I look at it is, if you're trying to be the best at something, and you have all these categories of places that you want to excel in, there's certain things that you have to enlist into other services for. You just have to be the best. And it's all about finding these technicians that are just really, really good at certain things. And this particular technician is really, really, really good at posing. So you guys have already seen videos with Karen and I posing with another bikini competitor. Anybody that watches this, pay attention to the things that she's saying and learn how to apply it for yourself. And I will get out of the way and let the ladies do their thing. But I'm watching very, very closely because we are 6 weeks out. I'm gonna make this all perfect.
Boom. What we should do is have you go through what you do now. So when you come out by yourself, let's see your routine that you do when you come out by yourself. Nice. I think that was actually, it was better than I honestly expected.
Yeah, that was actually better than what you did in the gym the other day too.
So that was good. So as far as now seeing that, I want to go through like when you come out by yourself, do you or when you come out with the other girls, like the first time you come out, what's your front pose that you go into?
I usually go into this one.
Okay. Is that the most comfortable?
It's the most comfortable, and then what I've noticed too with the pro girls is that this is the pose that they all do. So by doing, for example, this pose, yes, it looks pretty strong, but compared to the other girls who have smaller legs than I have, I feel like I can't be compared fairly with the other girls.
Okay.
So I usually just tend to do this one.
Okay. And now is that side the most comfortable?
It is, but I can practice on the other side if you prefer the other side.
Let me see this real quick. Okay, now let me see the other side. There, you see that little bit that we did there?
Yeah.
And nice and tall in the torso. Now go back to the other side. Is that one more comfortable, or the other, or that one's the most comfortable?
This one is.
Okay.
But
The other one looks good too, though.
yeah.
PJ.
Yes.
So I feel like with her, she kind of looks. Honestly, I kind of thought this one looked a little bit better, but she's more comfortable in this hip.
Okay.
But see what you think, as far as going to. Not everyone can pull off both, and she does. Let me just see something. Sit back in this a little bit more. There. Okay, so that's that. Now go into the other side.
Let me move my positioning a little bit.
Okay.
The other side's better, but let me look.
Okay.
Let me see if it has anything to do with where I'm standing.
Okay. So that's that side.
Do the other side. This side is better, but you're good on both sides. Which side do you feel more comfortable on?
Said this one.
I like your stomach on this side a little bit more, and your obliques. Your legs look great on both sides. You look a little bit different through your core on this side. Let me see the other side again.
I have better control with like the twisting.
Yeah, you can
on the
see.
other
I
side.
can see that. They're both very good though. They're both strong poses. Go back to the other side again. Yeah, I mean, it could be that you've practiced this side more too. Just you have a lot more coming through your obliques on this side.
Yeah.
Your legs look really good on both sides, and so your arms. She's another one with the really full arms that are a little distracting to me too.
Do your front pose again, but I want to be able to see in the mirror. Hold on, PJ, scoot a little bit. Thanks. Okay. Now, yeah, you are up on that left toe, because I want to push more in that hip. And now go back. Let me see. Open up the right foot a little bit. I just want to see how that looks. And then bring this arm here. And sit in that. Does she have more shape now, you think, PJ? Now rest and go how you normally do. No, that looks actually good. Open your right foot a little bit. Bring this sort of. I mean, that looks kind of sick, though. Do you see any difference there, PJ?
Yeah, I mean, this is the pose that I like for her the most, anyway.
So do it again. Go up on your toe, on the left toe. She has such a good waist.
I know, her waist is awesome.
Does that feel comfortable or not really?
I mean, it's never comfortable. So we just suck it up. The one thing that I have noticed with a lot of these girls is that they try to bring their glutes as much as they can this way, and then their upper bodies, and then it makes the illusion.
Yes.
So the thing is, like, the more that we bring the hip more this way, like,
The more you're losing that.
yeah.
Yep. So I would keep your feet like this. Yeah, and go into it again. Like and then bring your upper body a little bit toward the front while keeping this. We don't want to lose that. Yeah. Yeah, well, I like to show as much, like this right here is good. Now, that looks good. Okay, now lock your knees out. Let's see how that looks. And then put your hands on the front so we can't see your hands at all. There. Are you completely locked out?
I am now.
Okay, now bend a tiny bit. Now lock out. Bend a tiny bit. I think for now, bend a tiny bit, but don't go over the top with it. So like right there.
Okay.
And then as you get closer, we'll play with locking out and bending.
Okay.
And we'll choose. Okay, now face the front. Okay. Okay, so now rest a second. So, say you're coming out with all the other girls. When they say face the front, do you go back into the original?
No, I'll just kind of like, I think I would probably just do this one, and then just open up on this side, and then kind of just jump back onto this side.
Okay. So I kind of like, and PJ, you can tell me what you think. I kind of like when we choose one main front pose.
Mhm.
Even though she looks good in both, but if we've established that that's her best side,
Yeah.
I like to just show that side because it's just like picking your best and sticking
Mhm.
with best. So I think that should always be her front pose.
So do I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we won't even go into the other one.
Yeah,
That's
just
officially
just
it.
keep making that one better and better and better.
Yeah, because it looks really good.
Okay.
You have such a good shape. So yeah, I think, okay, so go into your front pose. This is gonna be you with the other girls the first time you guys are on stage. Good. Now face the rear. Okay. Now face the front. Remember to go into your your front pose. Good. Okay, I think that was good. So that's the way we should do that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. How you feeling?
Good.
Okay, cool. So let's see your walk. When you come out here, I'm gonna turn you again. I'm gonna say just face the rear. Actually, I'll have you take 3 steps to the back.
Okay. So you want me to just walk this way? That's it, or you want me to walk?
Walk that way, yeah, walk towards me, and then hit your front pose, and I'll turn you and take 3 steps to the back. I'll tell you. Ready?
Ready?
Yeah? Pretty, okay. Face the rear. Three steps to the back. Nice. Face the front.
Sorry.
That's okay. Good. Okay. Rest for a sec. So when the judges say, you know how they're like, okay, walk it to the curtain.
Yeah.
When you come around and face the front, do you generally, which pose do you go into? Do you remember? Like, you know how they
I
hold you
usually
the back
go to this one.
to that one? Okay.
Yeah, I think just force of habit because I used to go into this one and then just kind of like transfer over
Mm-hmm.
to this one.
Okay, let me see that pose again where you're staggered. I think like if you like this pose, I would use it at the back of the stage, I think.
Okay.
So when you come around from the back pose, go into that while you're waiting for them to tell you to come to the front. And then bring that foot in and then start walking to the front.
Okay.
And then go into your
Okay.
official.
Sounds good.
So let's do that again. So go, yeah, the walk, and then I'll tell you what to do. She has a good walk.
Yeah. It's more that it's more. I feel like some of her transitions need work more than the actual poses. But her walk is good.
Mm-hmm. Nice. I love this pose. Okay, face the rear. And walk it to the back. Good. And now just face the front.
Oh, wait, we're gonna do
I do like that other one too.
that. Yeah, I like this one a lot because it's like in the back and
PJ, do you like this?
Yeah.
So just do that, and then when they say walk, then just walk to the front. Cute. Okay, nice. Okay, rest for a second. Yeah, so what I'm thinking is that that's for her like mandatories
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, and then when she does her personal routine, we can incorporate that if we want this pose when she's the staggered one, and then go into the front pose. If you want to incorporate the other pose.
I mean,
I
it
think
looks good.
yeah, it looks good, and I think she's pretty streamlined, and she's going to be even more streamlined in 6 weeks to where that it's going to look sick. She's someone that can pull that pose off.
I agree.
So.
So what I was doing was, when I was turning around, I was going into this one, then I'd take like maybe like 2 steps, and then get on this one, and then jump right back into this, wait a little bit, come in, goodbye, walk it out.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's do your full routine. Looking pretty. Cute. There. Nice. That was really good.
Yeah, that was better.
Yeah.
It makes a big difference when you put more confidence into it.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah, and I think like she looks confident in her poses too.
Yeah.
Like she legit holds them, or hits them and holds them, which I think gives her confidence. I mean, the only thing more she could do is add more sass to her walk.
Yeah, I think my critique is your poses are good. It's not that. I think it's more when you're posing, I feel like your transitions kind of lack like oomph, and it kind of like, as a judge, makes me feel that you're not confident in what you're doing up there.
Okay.
So I think changing that would do a lot, because when you're actually in the pose, your body looks amazing.
So,
But I think once,
Like,
yeah.
I'm not saying you gotta prance around like India Paulino, but just like a little bit more like energy to it. And the one that I know that gets you, and I know that when the condition is there, it'll be a little bit different, is when you transition from the back of your body into your back pose.
yeah.
That's the one that you go into with the least amount of confidence. And I want, even though your glutes aren't ready yet, I want you to hit it like you have the best glutes on stage.
Okay.
And you can see on that one, you do that one the slowest by far. And I'd just like to see you like go into it with a little bit more oomph.
A little faster then?
Are you talking about when she's going and she kind of like
So when she turns,
so slow? Or?
once she's like here, she goes really slow into this one.
Oh,
And I'd
okay.
like to see her like hit it like a little more like powerful, and then go into it with a little bit more like oomph.
Oh, let's do it right
'Cause
now.
that particular transition she does way slower than the rest, and I feel like because of that, it makes you think like, wonder why she's doing it like that, and then it actually draws more attention to your hams and glutes, and so I would like to see that be in the same rhythm as everything else.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, so let's just go into the back pose. Alright, face the rear. Okay, now do that step back that you do. Boom. Okay, I'm gonna do this with you. So we're here, and now we're just gonna go like boom, boom, and then I think you turn around after that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Boom, now step out of it. There.
Yeah, that's already better.
Yeah.
Boom.
That was good.
Yeah, that's already better.
Yeah. Do it again. Start from the back pose. And do your step back. Boom, and then walk out of it. And then from there, is that when you're walking to the front?
Yeah.
Okay, so,
And then do like do the little kick.
yeah. Good. I like how you let your arms down, and then you came back and pop up the arm, because I think that shows confidence in itself when you take your arms down as you transition, and then because then it gives you more ability to like stick it to them with the arm up. All right, so let's do the whole routine again. Super cute.
I think I might have messed up some. I like.
You did, but it's okay.
I even noticed it. I was like, I know I messed up.
You shuffled into a couple of them, but you'll see it you'll know it when she shows it to you too.
Yeah. But that's cute. I mean, I think the main thing he was talking about was just that step back and like, you can watch me here for a second, like when you do that step back and then dragging this kind of to your other foot
Yeah.
and then quickly turning around.
Mm-hmm.
I think just more certainty in that is what
Yeah.
you were saying. So yeah, that was awesome. That's good. Okay, let's sit down.
I feel like that bikini needs the most practice of everything because there's so many different shapes and sizes and ways to present yourself. It's like in figure, you just have to master that fucking pose in each angle, you know? And of course you have to have a good transition. Same thing in bodybuilding, you have to master those poses. You can do your side chest pose 10,000 times and become second nature. But in bikini, because there's so much walking and transitioning, the transition part of it becomes extremely important. Whereas if I said just do this pose, like you'll know how to do that pose, but it's putting it all together into that routine that really separates people. That the girls that are good, they all have their own individual like styles to the routines, and there are girls that have great routines that don't place as well either. But that's a very, very advantageous place to be in front of the judges when they look at you and they're like, wow, this girl's routine is really good. You know, it just enhances a good physique when the routine is good. And the confidence too. I've been pushing that since friggin' bikini first started. The more confident you are up there, the more the judges like you.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen girls, don't put this part in, like India Paulino, that have not that great of physiques, just own the stage and just keep placing better and better and better. And you know, she's got her own thing that works for her. She's very sassy up there, which a lot of girls have tried to do and it hasn't worked for them.
Yeah, because I've tried to go more in the sassier end, and I've had like people like Tim Gardner tell me like, no, you need to be short to be able to do that much sassiness.
You have to be like bouncy is what I call it. Little shorter girls, they have like a bouncier type of look. You're more statuesque, but in my opinion, you should have power in your poses. Like statuesque is the perfect word for you. You have height and you have longer limbs, and you have round muscle bellies, which you usually don't see that as much on people with longer limbs. So when you hit your poses, you need to hit them like a little bit more snap when you're transitioning.
Okay.
You know, almost add like some of like the adjectives that I work into my phrases might not make sense, but you almost have to have a little bit more like athleticism to your poses because that's your look.
Okay.
So because of that, it has to be like confident.
What do you
know?
mean by more
So like, some girls do more of like a dance.
Yeah.
Because it is in essence a dance, but that's not your look. Like your look is more of like, I'm a fucking world class like track athlete. And so because of that, when you pose, there has to be a lot of confidence, and it almost has to be a little bit quicker but firm when you pose. So like the ones when you start going really slow, to me, as a judge looking at it, it makes you just think that you're thinking really hard at that point. And you always want it to be like second nature when you're up there. Like this is just your thing that you've done a million times and you're really good at it.
Okay.
So, and that's just a psychological like side of it from the judge's perspective, when they've seen so many girls over and over of how to like really make yourself stand out as good.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I think from today and everything, I think taking out certain poses is sometimes good, and just going with the strong ones, and like your poses are strong, and I feel like you do look confident. Like, I don't know, I'm excited. I mean, well, and then I'll send you this video and you can look at that and go from there. But yeah.
Yeah, it's just really good to have somebody else like tweaking things for you, like even if it's very minor.
No, absolutely.
Because as you get leaner too, things are gonna look a little bit different, and there may be just minor adjustments that you do. I mean, I've seen Steve do things that I wouldn't have really thought of that were super slight that made a big difference to Steph and to Nika, you know? And it's just, as you get leaner and your body changes, you want to make sure that you're still showing it the best that it can possibly be.
Yeah, that's why I said with her with the, I always try the locking out the knees and then bending them a little bit, because that can all, because girls will ask me, do I lock them out or do I bend them? I'm like, well, let me see both, and let's see what looks better. So now, bending them for you a little bit is better, but as you get leaner, we might not bend them at all. We might lock them out completely. So we'll just see as she gets closer what to do with that. But
Yeah, you're doing awesome.
Yay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, 6 weeks she's definitely gonna be right there. That's awesome. Perfect.
Good.
You love working with PJ so far?
Huh?
You love working with PJ so
Oh,
far?
I've been dreaming to work with PJ for the longest time. So I wanted to work with him last year, but things didn't work out. But yeah, I begged him. But yeah, so the fact that he accepted me in and is coaching me now, it's like a dream come true.
Her personality works really well with mine. So, you know, I've told people plenty of times, like, if you want to be good with me, because a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to bother you. I'm like, you're never gonna work with me if you don't bother me. I'm like, you're not bothering me anyway, so you might as well do what you think is bothering me, so you just stay on my mind at all times. And so she communicates a lot, and she follows directions really well, and we just communicate like pretty much all day most days. But because of that, I have a very good idea of what works for her and what doesn't. So we figured things out way before we even started dieting. And then we did a little mini diet just to see if like my theories were right, and for the most part they were. Like, she did a lot of transforming in a short amount of time, and then I backed her out because I didn't want to over diet her, and cruised her for a little bit. And then when I said, all right, I feel like I have a good idea of your body now, let's pick out a show and let's get into it, and it's been just going awesome. So when you have more time to do that, it makes a big difference, you know? Sometimes people will come to me and they're like, I got 12 weeks, make me the best I can be, and I don't know anything about them or what else they were doing. And with her, we took the time to figure everything out first. And then I knew, like, all right, I got this girl, and now we can do it. And things have been going really smooth, which is nice.
Yeah, it's so cool. I'm glad you're working with him. It's just cool because I feel like he does give like a lot of attention. He finds out what works for your body. It's like you feel like that person really cares about your prep. Whereas there's, you know, where there's some coaches that like just send you whatever and they're not that invested, and you're like, do they even know I really exist? Whereas
which
like,
is why I have to keep it very small so I can be that way. But there's just certain personalities that just won't work with me. Like when I get somebody that's like, well, I like to do this, and my old coach and I used to do this, and that's those people, they never work with me. I'm like, well, then go do what you want to do then if you're not going to listen to me.
Yeah.
So I'm very like, I'll work through situations where that you know, people are getting what they want, but at the end of the day, like what I say goes, you know, and I'm doing it for a reason because I want you to be the best that you can be. And that type of mindset works with me the best. The people that are like soldiers basically. They just
Yeah.
want to do their fucking job. You know?
Yeah, they don't question it, they just do it. do
Both
it
my
work.
steps are like that. Nika was very frustrated because she was not like that, and we argued a lot. And I had to yell at her all the time, and then she would cry and come back and be like, okay, you're right. And because of that, though, I always wondered, is she really doing what she's supposed to be doing?
Right.
And that's a frustrating spot to be in, because then when
Yeah.
things aren't really working, as a coach, you're like, well, I got to fix this. But if they're not doing what you're doing, then it's like makes it so much harder to figure it out. With her, I know she's doing exactly what she's supposed to do. So if I have a theory on something and it isn't working, then I know, okay, we're going to change to this and it should work, because she's already doing what I know that didn't work, you know? It's tough, you know, as a coach to like get those people that do exactly what they're told.
Yeah.
And that's
honestly, that's the easiest mentally on an athlete when they follow to a
Yeah.
T. Because when they start changing stuff, then they start thinking like, am I gonna be ready? Oh my God, I'm doing this, I'm not doing that, my coach doesn't know. You start stressing yourself out
absolutely.
more than if you would just follow it, you
Yeah.
know? So, yeah, that's
Yeah.
good that you do that.
Yeah, and it's key to like just trust the process too, because if you don't, then like if I didn't trust PJ, then I'd just be like in my head all the time, like, oh, it's not working, it's not working, it's not working, it's not working. And at the end of the day, like your mind does so much too, where like if I start thinking that way, I might actually not even lose weight, even if I follow everything
Yeah.
100%, just because, you know, I mean, even hormonal things happen as well, where, you know, we can't drop for a period of time, or, you know, we might hold water. So it's just keeping it positive, saying is that it's gonna move.
the positive outlook is very important if you have that with your coach, you know? If you trust in your coach and you believe in what they're saying, it makes you feel a little bit more relaxed. Like, I'm just gonna do what my coach says and it's gonna work. When I see people that, you know, even people that don't work with me, when I see they have that with their coaches, I can tell that they're having a much better prep because
Yeah.
they're trusting in the process. That's super important. When I have kids coming to me and they're like, all right, I asked like 5 other people this too, but my coach says this, I just wanted your opinion. Like, when you're in that mindset, your body's just not gonna respond the way that you want it to.
Yeah, I think like it's just when someone's asking outside of who they've hired, I think you're only setting yourself up for like mental rule,
Yep.
you
Oh,
know?
yeah.
Because then you'll like overanalyze things even more.
Yeah, you start doing overly research and it's like, oh, he has me 2 little calories at this point. It's like, how do you know that's 2 little calories for you
Yeah.
at this point? Like, you can't just base it on Sally and Nika. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been a fun process.
I've had a great time so far.
That's good. It's good. I mean, prep can be hard, but it's like when you have a good coach and you enjoy the process, and it's not just about that day, but about the journey. It's fun.
Yeah, and he cares. Like, I've had times where, like, all last week I felt really, really drained, and I kept telling PJ, and he was like, oh, I understand. And, like, we were just kind of, like, manage it, and a lot of it was just more of, like, dehydration, and we were trying to, like, figure out what it was that was really causing me to feel that way. So, and we figured it out, so it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, many times you're not going to have the immediate answer to fix the problem, so you got to try different things. You have to not be afraid to try different things to get to a solution. I had a theory that I was wrong about with red meat, and so we tried that. She got super bloated on it, and I was like, all right, let's pull that right back out again. But we had to try to figure it out. I get a little bit concerned when I feel like my athletes are not recovering the right way, because I have to wonder, like, are they pushing themselves too hard? Am I doing something that's pushing them? Because there's going to be a point where you're going to be tired no matter what. But, you know, that should be at the end. Like, when you're going through the process, it really shouldn't be a horrible process.
Right.
You know, it shouldn't be. It should be a positive, like, I'm getting better every week. So, you know, there was a point where she was feeling really, really tired, and I was concerned that, okay, maybe she's sick, maybe I'm overdoing something with her, maybe I have to change her calories around, maybe she's training too hard, and let's ask a lot of questions and try to get to the solution. And then all of a sudden she started feeling way better again. And so we're just paying attention to that. And I do think that was a hydration issue with her, because that happens to me too. And I also, you know, as you know, with women, their irregularity in the bathroom becomes an issue as you're getting ready for shows too. So I want to make sure that she's feeling as healthy there as possible.
And I've been doing, this is the best prep with that TMI constipation. Like, I haven't had any. Only the days that I've had, like, meat. Those are the only days that I've had issues. Every other day it's been like, I've been going to the bathroom regularly, so.
Yeah, a lot of girls have issues with red meat, and I like red meat because I do feel like it's easier to fulfill out on red meat. But a lot of girls eat red meat and it just sits in their stomach for way too long, and it's just not optimal for, you know, contest diets. It's okay for when you're having like a burger and fries cheat meal or something, but I do have certain girls that have been able to eat like a red meat meal every day, like all the way through their preps, and be good with it. And then there's certain girls that I'll find out, they'll be telling me, and I'll be like, hey, notice you don't eat any red meat. And then we try it, and it just bloats them, and then we know, okay, you know, there's no use playing around with it right now when we can just equal out the macros with things that are going to digest more efficiently. And I don't hate, it's very common. I don't like, because I know it's uncomfortable. I don't like somebody being constipated when they're in a prep, because it starts driving them crazy. It's very common with women. So I have found that hydration plays a pretty important role in that. So, you know, if somebody is dehydrated, they'll be tired, but they'll also be more constipated as well. So sometimes it comes down to just not only increasing water, but playing around with electrolytes to make sure that they're not dehydrated just from the lack of electrolytes. Sometimes people are like, oh, I'm drinking plenty of water, but they're just not retaining any of it, and it's not cycling through their digestive system the right way. You did very, very good with the combination of food and a session of cardio. So now that I put in more cardio, I expect that you're going to start changing a lot more now, because the way that you were responding for most of what we did.
It's incredible. I've never been like 45 minutes of cardio. This is like pretty easy for me.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's pretty common for people to have to do 2 45-minute sessions of cardio.
Oh, I don't mind.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've done it before.
And it's actually pretty common for people to do 2-hour sessions of cardio. When you meet the people that are really good, they're never just doing like 45 minutes of cardio. It never works that way. I know that there's people that'll try to sell that, but you know, whenever I meet the people that are really good, that place really well, they're doing a lot of shit. You know, that's just what it takes. You know, so you have to be prepared for that. But what I try to do is to get you as far as I can without doing that. You know, because if you got to do something that's really hard for 5 or 6 weeks, I mean, I feel like anybody can do something that's really hard for 5 or 6 weeks. Awesome. Well, thank you very much to Coach K.
Thank you, Coach K.
You're welcome. You're awesome. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. Appreciate it.